People of the internets, the global internets, it is I, VannKraken, here for our World of Warships Legends Wednesday night stream. Can you believe it? It's already Wednesday again, and it is the last week of the Limit Breaker campaign. I can't believe that either. Another campaign has pretty much flown by. I have the happy news to report that I've claimed my Suzuya, so maybe we'll pull the Suzuya out of port tonight and play a few games with her if we can get through what has been our recurring task at hand, which is to try to get some games done on some certain ships of the line that we're working on. So appreciate anyone who stops by tonight. There's a lot of people streaming World of Warships tonight, which is awesome. World of Warships Legends especially, giving more variety for the community to check out. Lots of different streamers with different styles, different objectives. So if you do happen to stop by, we're really, really appreciative that you did. Again, I am VannKraken. I am a 4-year World of Warships PC player, which I actually played a little bit of today for the first time in a while. Felt like a total fish out of water. And then I was an alpha tester on World of Warships Legends. So really enjoy this game. Try to be casual on this stream, but competitive. No one drives myself harder than me. I'm very particular in trying to do my very best for my team and be a solid team player. It's fair to get frustrated by the game. We all get frustrated by this game, but we try to desalinate a little bit of the internet at the same time here and enjoy how we play, pass on some tips and tricks, hopefully help you enjoy the game as much as we do here on this stream. So let's jump over to a highlight slide really quick. Again, we're going to talk specifically about what we are working on with regard to our goals for the night. So it's Weekly Havoc just for Steel, because I'm done. I had a few of the kind of monster goals done, hard mode goals done. So I had a little bit of an early finish, which is fantastic. So played about 3 games in Suzuya already, and my first impressions of the ship are that she's really, really fun. Had a really good game in her in the last game and the second game. First game was tough. My team melted. She's a cruiser. She can't hold a flank on her own when she gets focused. So we talked about that in the preview video that we put together for Suzuya. 4 weeks ago, going on 5. So just like any cruiser, she's not gonna be able to hold a flank on her own, but she is a great support ship, and I hope that you guys are gonna like her when you get her done. We're going to work on tier 5 cruisers and battleships still. That's been our ongoing theme. We're going to try to get our initial first win bonuses unlocked for each of those ships tonight. I'm actually working on all 3. We're working on Devonshire, we're working on Leander, and we are working on Queen Elizabeth. All the tier 5s, making good progress on all 3 ships and actually enjoying play in all 3 ships, which is a point of departure on the heavy cruiser line, especially because I did not really enjoy Hawkins very much. I don't know about you. That is a tough boat to love. So anyway, that's the stream goals for the night. WG development news, patches incoming. I think tonight, if Cleve shows up in stream, Cleve Bro usually alerts that I'm staying up late to read the patch notes. I'm not sure exactly what time zone he's in. He's in Canada. I don't know if he's on Eastern US time. But those notes, I think, will be out tonight, so I'll read them first thing tomorrow morning. We know there's probably a champagne campaign. That's going to be fun to say for the next 5.5 weeks, which is a French battleship, which was not sold for a long time on the PC side of the game, so it's interesting that we're getting her. We'll talk more about her maybe tonight during the stream, or just in general as we go along here over the next week or so. 4 or 5 days until we get to the patch. So from a YouTube perspective, have some battleship content out that is new on switching your ammo when you play battleships, not sticking with just AP or just HE. So that is my encouragement, my plea to you, is be flexible in the ammo types that you shoot when you're running battleships. And if we get a chance to show that tonight in our Queen Elizabeth play, we will definitely highlight that. So the British battleships get abused a little bit that people just fire HE out of those ships because it's easy, right? It's easy damage, but there is a better way. Those ships all have stellar 8 or AP, including the Nelson, believe it or not. Hey, Dark Architect Arcana. What's up, man? Long time no see, no talk. And Archer. Hello, hello, howdy doody. That's a different duty, though, isn't it? Oh, hey, Dark. Thanks for 100 followers. Yeah, got a little bump from Hitman, so I say thank you to Hitman. Just was basically stopping in saying hello on his charity stream this last weekend, his 12-hour charity stream, and he was kind to send some people over, as did yeah boy Bussy, who I'm very thankful to. They're our European, British contingent, being very good to us with regard to cross-communicating some followers. And I see you popping up in those discussions too, Dark, which is great. And then we're almost to 95 YouTube followers, which is kind of insane. That was static at like 40 subscribers. They're free on that side for a long time. And then a video that I did 3 months ago during airstrike for torpedo bombers got really popular all of a sudden, and we've been pulling some new subscribers in on YouTube, which is kind of exciting. So we're getting close to 100. We only need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to be able to maybe someday make a penny on streaming. I've made nothing on YouTube, and it will be quite a while before I do. So, but it'd be kind of cool. Archer says the Flint was too close. I citadeled him with the Fubuki. Stood you up again last week. Crushed. Sad Panda. Hey, I had issues of needing to be a dad, so I think you're experiencing that. It's going to be a little bit hard on weekends for me right now with the amount of soccer and stuff going on, and then there was some daughter drama, and I had to be a parent. So yeah, I'm not going to commit to Saturday stream this week. I'm going to hope that it happens. Definitely going to try to stream tonight and Friday for sure. Hope that I get to do Saturday or maybe something during the day even, but on the weekend, because my wife and daughter are going to be in Las Vegas, my older daughter, for a soccer tournament. I'm going to be here with the younger. But we have soccer games here. We have a club from Portland visiting us to play games on Saturday and Sunday. So just kind of crazy lately. So I know you're teasing. I feel bad about it. I mean, everything you read about streaming is, oh, you got to follow a schedule. Don't violate your schedule. I mean, I treat this like a job, even though I do it for fun. And that's just me, because I'm super competitive again with myself. I want to do the best at whatever I do. So I don't have the ability in my genes to half-ass most of anything, unfortunately, which is good. It's mean I've been pretty successful in life, but on the flip side, it means I drive myself crazy sometimes. And I don't want to say make myself depressed, but I definitely get upset about some things that probably should just kind of roll off my back. It's just my personality. Again, I've said it, is a lot more like Timon than Pumbaa, if you know Lion King characters. So trying to settle down. I'm getting older. I should be settling down by drinking more coffee. So Friday night, maybe we can just run divisions. That's my thought. Tonight, I'm just going to try to knock out these goals. And I can't stay on super late because my wife forgot to tell me that I need to run payroll tonight. So I didn't have time to do that between cooking dinner and cleaning the kitchen. From when they got home from soccer practice tonight to when the stream started, I just got done, which is why I was a little late. So I am going to do some work after the stream, and then I have to be somewhat functional tomorrow as well. So we're going to try to stick to roughly midnight curfew. Let's see how fast we can knock out these wins. Like yesterday was boom, boom, boom. Got all three of them done really quickly. And I'm going to give a ceremonial shout out to Dark Architect, since he had a fun stream today celebrating, what was it, 280 followers? Dark, something like that. Some large number, way too big for me to count. Way out of my league. So that was fun. I dropped in on the stream. A lot of fun going on. I think you're testing your new setup too. I did not see your camera. Something was wrong with your camera. Get to see you on your big day or your fancy lights. Okay. Got HE loaded. I don't mind having HE loaded on the first round just in case I catch a destroyer out, but now looking at the rosters up above, we don't have any destroyers in this match, so if I had noticed that and I wasn't blabbing away, I probably would have switched to AP for the first shot, because we unfortunately didn't get a fire on the Byron. We did catch him. There's no aircraft carriers in this game, so it's not like destroying some of his anti-aircraft mounts with our HE is going to do a whole heck of a lot. Let's see. Let's see if cruisers challenge us in close. It's a straight up, pretty close to straight up tier 5 match with an Atlanta thrown in. Ooh, 2 Atlantas. So we'll have to be careful approaching some of these island positions because there they are. Crafty little bugger. Oh, that sucks. I hate when they blink out right when you're about to blap them. Unless I'm driving the Atlanta, of course. Then I love it. So we're not going to sail obliviously into this island position with... Ooh, that was a good hit. With an Atlanta sitting there. Actually, nope, there's 2 Atlantas here. You can't really, as a battleship player, get too hot and bothered about being burned down by HE when you just charge island positions that are tended by cruisers that you cannot see. So, yeah, I'm going to be the barbecue dude. What is this guy doing, though? He had a perfect position behind the island. Stay behind the island, delicious guy. Ooh, okay. Once he went angled, I thought we'd have a better shot of citadeling him. Trade secret on Atlanta is if you're an Atlanta driver, you probably know that if you're like hit lengthwise down the hull or at a 3/4 angle, you're actually a lot more likely to give up a citadel in an Atlanta to a battleship firing AP than if you just stayed broadside. So sometimes I will run completely broadside in an Atlanta to some battleships and they probably think I'm absolutely nuts, but there's a method to the madness, actually. We're going to turn in. I don't want to go get stuck in that corner. Delicious is having a hard time hitting us now because he's got hierarchy guns. Oh, Leander. Leander is docked for the beach party. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Hitman, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, I was saying earlier before you got in, oh, we got the first blood. Thank you for bringing up my name in your stream, which I always appreciate, never expect. Did get some followers from you, and I always say bussy. You say ya boy. Must be a British term with the ya boy. I feel like I don't pronounce it properly, so I just say bussy, and I confirmed it's bussy, not Busey, right? So, but actually got to say hello on his stream right as you were leaving, which was cool. So you guys both mentioned my name and sent some people over my way, and we're at different hours, but hey, if people are insomniacs, gives people some options to watch Legends round the clock, right? QE Dark, yes, QE. I'm catching up on the chat. Oh, you need a new camera? That's why you weren't streaming with your camera today? I'm waiting for Hitman to get a camera. Gotta see the legend himself. Not that a camera is necessary, obviously. It's funny, a lot of the streaming stuff I follow, there's lots of debates. Should you stream with a camera or not with a camera? And I don't know. I just decided to go ahead and give it a shot. Is that how you OP? What, Leander? Oh, how you drive Leander in an OP fashion? Well, if you're gonna run into the rocks in Leander, at least use your smoke. That's what I'd say. You have smoke, right? He could have smoked up. I wouldn't have wanted to go in too close to him to try to detect him in that position because there is 1 or 2 Atlantas around him, so I don't want to get fried. So he probably could have just backed out of the backside of the smoke and taken off. As it was, he just kind of hung out there for the beach party. Didn't use the smoke. not going to happen, man. Come on. Never say never. Never say never. Think how you could surprise people one day. You just like show up like in a year after you've been streaming for all this time, then you just show up with a camera. People die. Thank you. Yeah, I added you to my host list too. I gotta add Bussy to my host list as well. Trying to swap out. I had quite a few PC streamers in there to begin with, and I still do have some of them. But I've been swapping those folks out with Legends streamers as we have more Legends folks coming online, which is great. For nearly a year? That's insane, Dark. I have been, select the right target here. Atlanta 2. I think I started in August, but was kind of just dabbling. Kind of got more consistent, I think September, October, some point. And then really didn't start doing this YouTube stuff with any regularity until around Christmas time. So, a hot tub or a banana. Giant banana, inflatable banana to float around on, right? That would be awesome. I think a giant inflatable unicorn would be fun. Dark, I could see you doing that. You're of the age where you could do hot tub stream. You already have the LED lights, light strips. Oh my. Is he gonna start going forward? I have a feeling he's gonna start reversing course here. So we played it that way on this shot on the New Mexico. Dispersion. So maybe we should try to take the B cap. We're behind a ship. We're behind 100 points. We've got to make a move on cap, so it's going to have to be me, I have a feeling. These Atlantas are just sitting out wide. God, I'd love to catch one of them. Unawares. Do the old look off. Come on. A little short. Started in May for Twitch and June for YouTube. Hey Monk, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Well, time goes by fast. I've told you guys, you've heard the story. We haven't seen Hype Team for a while. My Norwegian first follower, Norwegian friend. Good God, you stupid Atlantas. Yeah, that first day I did the test stream, I did my whole first, like, half hour with a accidental voice mod on that sounded like a squirrel voice mod. So I got a follow in like 5 minutes. I'm like, this is awesome. This is easy. Twitch is so easy. And it was just because he was fascinated. Like my voice did not match up with my age. Van language. So yeah, that was really funny. I hope was Hype Kid, Hype Teen is doing well. We haven't heard from him for a while, but I'm assuming everything's going well with him. He has dropped by on, I think, on my Twitter page. Okay, let's actually pay attention to our lead this time. I'm gonna aim a little bit off the water line just to account for Sigma. Sigma is the dispersion up and down, the air up and down, and then dispersion is the lateral air in your rounds. So basically you get like a ellipse or an oval from the front to the back of the ship that's wider than tall. But if you're real close, you can aim right at the water line for citadels. If you're off in the distance, you probably want to aim more the middle of the ship so that you don't dunk more of your shots in the water than you want to. Just a little bit behind in our aim. I would really love if the gun sights would come with some options. There's numbers on the Warships PC side. I don't know why it would be hard to put similar numbers. There's also an option between what's called dynamic and static. I don't know if they just have been trying to keep it really simple. Okay, you're shooting me from the backside. Where is that coming from? You know. Let's bow in on the New Mexico. Shoot, we're in range of the Atlantas now too. Team melted. Some nights of conversation is going to be more fun than the play. Okay, Atlanta. This is when I probably should go to HE on these Atlantas. If we can catch them in the right place, we can decimate them. But obviously overpens are a big problem on Atlantas. So again, ooh, you actually probably want to stay broadside. Don't give me that frontal view or my shells have more chance to arm. Come on, get one. Oh my, look at that. Over, under. What's more fun than one Atlanta, two Atlantas? Just want to teach him a little bit of a lesson about citadels. That was a good angle to citadel him on. Okay, got some full pens at least. Actually, nope, second we got 3 over pens. Try to break detection. We're getting spotted by ships on the other side though, so it's kind of the worst of both worlds. It's the fun part of driving battleships, right? I like being an HE spammer when I'm driving an HE spammer. So I don't complain about being HE spammed. You just need to be aware as a battleship of where you're going. And if you're approaching an area where HE spam is going to be a problem for you. So in this case, we'll back away from the Atlantas to deal with the Fuso. Try to take these guys in turn. It's going to be difficult. We're down 200 points. So getting the win here is going to be really hard anyway. Oh my. Bad shot. Okay, he's not aiming at us, so... The guns on the Queen Elizabeth, we can get penetrations down the nose of a Fuso. But we will raise our aim a little bit up off the bow just to hit the superstructure, because that should do him in. Oh, we lost the kill. Thank God we don't need kills right now. They're back! You can get Atlantas at like 12 or 13 kilometers and just move around a little bit. They get a lot less good with their aim. See, this is still a pretty good angle. Anything that's not completely flat has a chance of citadeling. He had a good dodge there.
The ship is on fire.
Oh, we have the Byron really close. So let's let the Atlantis peck right now. Let's deal with the Byron first. Again, we're going to aim up off the bow, or off the bell armor onto the superstructure, where German battleships are actually pretty susceptible to high damage rolls. Come on, secondaries. Thankfully, the Atlanta is not getting a second fire on us right now. Maybe we'll get the kill this time. Nope. That guy has lucky timing. Okay. I've had about enough of you. Ah, we're gonna lose on the timer. Dang. We were bringing this one back slowly. Timer's a bitch. We were bringing that back slowly. Unfortunately, I probably should have switched to HE sooner on the Atlantas. But we were trying to multitask the battleships and the Atlantas, so I wanted to keep the AP loaded for the battleships. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I don't go all HE with British battleships. And actually watching Hitman play his Nelson was really refreshing, and I put that into his chat because you see a very good player knowing that Nelson has really stellar armor-piercing rounds. So he actually played almost an entire game shooting AP, if not a whole game shooting AP. And you so rarely see that in a Nelson. Hollow first place, but actually placements matter right now because we're just trying to line grind. So we've been making good progress on the Queen Elizabeth. We've been getting good overall damage scores, a lot of good team results. So I feel like I've had definitely more wins than losses in this boat. And holy crap, man, we're only 18,000 to King George. This is not a grind. The Queen Elizabeth, not a grind. Iron Duke, not a grind. Orion, when she's fully upgraded, not a grind either. I'll have to say whether the Vanguard lives up to my expectations at tier 7, because I've never driven a Vanguard, only a Monarch, and I don't like the Monarch at tier 8 on PC at all. Not at all. So Vanguards seem to be pretty effective by other people who play them. So I'm keeping an open, positive attitude. I know the King George V is an amazing boat. I don't like going up against them in Legends, and really love my King George on PC. So that, again, even as a stock ship, will not feel like a grind to me. And I'm hoping I like the Vanguard as much as I like the rest of the line. And then we are working on Conqueror now in the Bureau. So I don't know where you guys are at. You guys are probably ahead of me on your Bureau stuff because I don't play my objectives every day to knock out my Bureau supplemental boost, so to speak. But I did unlock Shimikaze, so got Conqueror going. Khabarovsk is close. My least favorite map in World of Warships Legends. I got to play this earlier today on PC the right way with lateral caps. It's such a better map to me with lateral caps. Hey Arcana, thanks man, no problem. Yeah, maybe Friday night we can div up, my friend. It's been a while. If you're around, that would be fun. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. I'll hope try to be on at 10 o'clock on Friday Mountain Time. So hit me up in the Discord if you're able to do that. Maybe you and if Archer or Samuel can get away, we could do it.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Hitman says Vanguard's still not solid in tier 7. That's kind of a bummer to hear. Oh. What are you doing, Munchin? Just gonna bow in on these first salvos until I can kind of get a little cover behind the rock. Oh man, we just missed. Number 1, these spawns are really close. Number 2, they just totally favor torpedo boats in these narrow gaps. You can't, I mean, you can't really back in here and have any kind of workable game unless you're in a destroyer or maneuverable cruiser. So, not my favorite map layout. And this is a fun map. I really enjoy this map on PC. Samuel says, in your opinion, Vanguard isn't that bad, but there are definitely quite a few tier 7 battleships that you would rather play. And you know what? I'll be fine with it if it's okay and I wind up just playing the heck out of the King George and this ship. Because these ships are so good. Let's go after the Colorado first. Again, going to aim a little bit up off the water line to account for the fact that he's 15 kilometers away, or 14, and he's angled slightly away. Yes, got good damage. Where did Nelson go? How do you hide a Nelson? No fire. Alright, we're heading behind the island, so I am going to use my damage control party. And then I'm going to hit repair on top of it. Only doing that, well, getting spotted by someone's plane. Okay, we're blinking out. So that's the only reason I used my damage control party. If I were still going to be spotted, I would just use repair party and save my damage control party for a second fire, especially with a Nelson over there. Monk, lost your internet, but it is back. How have you been, sir? Have you been playing much, or just watching a little bit in Twitch? Thought you said at one point you were a little bit burned out. Hitman, you hit a 229. Is that 229,846 damage? That's awesome. And again, like I tell you, you have to take a shower after your stream when you do that. Cleve Bro used to be in the chat a lot. Haven't seen him as much lately. He had like games over 250 and with 26 fires or something stupid like that. So that ship is dirty. I have it on PC. I haven't played it a lot yet on PC. Not finding much to play with. Well, you can always play with yourself. But just kidding. Nice now. Is he the one shooting at me? Doesn't look like it. Okay, he's broadside, so let's take advantage of that. Ugh. That flank. Folded. I probably should have stayed on that flank. That's kind of my bad. I went central, not really thinking about it, and that is my bad. Miyoko's torpedoes are going to be behind the knives now, unfortunately. Hey, Hitman. All right, have a good one. Have a fun stream if you're doing that. I might try to catch you in the next couple days. Again, I've just got one child. Not completely free, but a little bit of a feeling of half the child responsibilities for the weekend, but only one parent around, so. Okay, Munchin. I think I'm gonna have to switch off to you kind of last second. Boy, we are not getting good rolls as far as dispersion. Oh crap. He's going. That was a pro move. Trying to not show my broadside to the knives now. I didn't want to contend with the torpedoes, but yeah, we basically dead in this situation. The Munchin has a citadel you can access. You actually have to have your dispersion work out. Try to aim my butt straight at the knives now from a torpedo's perspective. Oh, we're gonna dodge. We're gonna dodge his torps! No way. Munchin has torps too, though. Oh, delete you! How's that? How is that? Okay, that felt good. See, I just lured them in. It was all a trap. I'm gonna die, but it was all a trap. Hey, Moist, what's up, man? Good to see you again. Saw you on the Dark Attack stream, hanging out. I just hit the island. At least I took the Munchin with me. I knew and had heard. That's the closest I've ever been to a Munchin. Munchin. I'm very interested in that ship, given that it's kind of a souped-up version of the HE spamming mid-tier German cruisers, right? Kind of like a Super Nürnberg. Yes, Samuel, that was all I did. I just lured them in. I'm docking. I can't believe I dodged all those torpedoes from the knives now. Definitely wanted to try to take out the premium ship. So the mistake I made is that I should have stayed at the cap I spawned at. I should have stayed over. Well, I guess there wasn't a cap, so we didn't have to go in, but I probably should have stayed where I could pressure this flank more effectively instead of switching off to the middle. Not that they had a lot of ships come through. They only had 2. But those 2 guys killed 2 cruisers, well, 3 cruisers between the 2 of them very quickly. So those cruisers could have fallen back instead of just dying, but I could have supported them a little more closely, so. All right, we'll keep working to try to get a first win. Again, I've had really good luck off stream when I've played the last couple days, shockingly. So now we'll try the Leander. Gone up against the Leander. Let's get into the Leander's shoes, so to speak. Now we are the prey, not the hunter. I thought maybe that was a new Twitch account because I saw a different follow, and I saw you follow Darkstream, Moy. So hopefully this one works better for you. Oh, that is awesome, dude. I've got a bot that's going to help me become famous. That is really cool. How do I don't want to reply. Let's...
Battle starts.
Let's ban them. How about that? That's kind of fun. Okay. Hey, 5 Jumps. How's it going? How's the game dealing our starch today? I've gotten some salt in these first 2 matches from a results perspective. That one I kind of had something to do with, but first game I played pretty well. Just we didn't quite hold it together as a team. Last game I could have supported a wide flank more than I did. I hate these spawns. These spawns are egging people into going on this outside lane all the time, even in battleships. I don't like it. Hi Skipper, how are you? Good to see you. And Bussy, hello. Yeah, out hunting, so to speak. Well, the first game went really well from an individual perspective. Second game, we hit an island, but we got to Dev Strike a Munchen, which was fun. Who got lured into our trap, came, what, 9 kilometers from us while we were docked at the island. And we dispatched him, so it kind of made up for the fact that we made a deployment mistake. And then this is game number 3. All British ships again. We are grinding right now. Leander, Devonshire, and Queen Elizabeth. So we're tier 5 across the board. And it's been fun. I had Leander unlocked quite a long time ago and just had gotten out of habit of playing it. And after I've seen how good Edinburgh is on this game, it's made me want to come back to Leander. Okay. Omaha, show me some broadside. Let's go ahead and open fire on Omaha. We'll kite the Bayern. We have to be very careful of the Bayern. And I'm shooting behind everyone tonight. I played some PC today, and I think it messed up my timing. The game is a slower game. The ships move slower, for sure. Someone mentioned that on stream, that the game looked faster. It was a newer player who had popped in on stream, and I said, absolutely. This game plays faster. The ships move faster. That was part of the whole plan for Legends, right? Come on, Omaha. There you are. Come back, Omaha. Oh, I probably should have stopped.
Nice work.
That might work. Okay, get our back guns. Let's cruise around.
Retreat now.
Okay, we did okay on working him down, but we need to get clear of this island. This island's so big, once you sail around it, it kind of takes you out of play for a little bit. Samuel, I've seen you bow tank like a freaking god in the Edinburgh against, what, 2 battleships in that one game? You remember the game I'm talking about. Crazy bow armor on that boat, right? What is the Omaha doing? This is not... Don't try this at home if you're in Omaha. Broadside reversing. No, don't do it, Omaha. Your life is worth more than this. Okay, we had to put him out of his misery.
This
is the way.
He wanted that, obviously. Okay. So we have spotters. So let's go ahead and just smoke up here and take advantage of a long duration smoke. to hit the superstructure of the Bayern. 5 jumps. I'll get to your comment in a second. Leander's guns are awesome. I'm sure you probably played it, right, Bussy?
Smoke screen set.
It's a great rate of fire, and you know I love the Fiji on PC, so I've just been kind of wanting to get back and get this Leander done so I can get to Fiji. I've played against some Fijis that have had some amazing games over the last couple days too. Only AP, obviously. No HE rounds like Belfast, but very effective armor piercing. Okay. We also smoked up because we saw a second ship coming around, being that the cruiser. Oh, the Hawkins is going to eat torps. You cannot turn in that thing. You cannot turn out of the way of those torpedoes. It's impossible. So he's dead. Just move on. Yeah, Hawkins, you're out. 5 Jump says, probably said this before, but Leander's practically the promised land after pushing through Emerald. You know, I'll be honest, I did much better with Emerald on Legends because I played through it on PC. And you can have some amazing games in Emerald because the guns are good, the torps are good, has the smoke, has the heal. He's trying to blind fire us. But obviously, you can never put yourself in a position where you're soloed or you're like this in a broadside position. Okay, Byron doesn't have a plane in the air. Byron has a plane, right? Pretty sure. So we're just going to get on the move. He's going to fire at us now. The back turrets are already aligned on us, but we're just going to kite. And this boat kites like crazy. So does Fiji. Maneuverability. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're gonna hit a rock again. Holy crap. That's 2 games in a row. No. Come on, get in reverse. Why am I not reversing? I must be stuck. Yep, I'm stuck. Stuck on some underwater impediment. What is the dealio? Oh my! I'm stuck in like a nutcracker. We don't need to move! We're a barge! Come on, damn it! We're more angled than he is. He's smoking up. Okay, can we get out of here? What the heck? What am I stuck on? It should be a straight back out, right?
Torpedoes to start.
Oh, now I'm dead. That's crazy. I'm totally stuck on something under the water. Well, the team wasn't gonna win. Look at that. We melted. We wound up with 77,000 damage with no torpedo hits. So that is really weird. I have never been stuck like that in Legends, where backing straight up or backing and putting my bow to the right, neither one of them moved me a bit. Look at that. I could not do that again if I tried. Then what else had 5 Jump said? You said, to be fair though, you didn't upgrade the ring because you were convinced you wouldn't be in it long. That's fair. That's fair. Just get through it. Archer, you wasted a Bismarck with the Edinburgh. I mean, you have the torpedoes and you have great guns. I have the video that I put together on the Siegfried. I show like what not to do as well as what to do in that video. And on YouTube, and 2 Edinburghs killed me in like 30 seconds or less when I got caught broadside at a cap. I took 1 torpedo, and then they killed me with guns in like less than 30 seconds. 2 of them were in smoke together. It's crazy. You've been stuck like that, Skipper? I've been stuck like that in PC before, but that's the first time in Legends I've ever stuck exactly like that. I guess it's because it was like, look at that, a little alcove. So kooky. You mastered getting stuck for minutes. I usually get out. I usually seesaw. I tried to seesaw with that a couple times. Usually I'm very good at getting out and getting loose. That was very difficult. 150K and 4 kills in Arizona today for Moist. That is a solid game in Arizona. All right, well, first win bonuses are so boring. Why would we want those, right? Tell we're having decent games. We're getting our endless trial work done. Okay, let's go back to Queen Elizabeth. Again, we are getting close to King George. I need one more triple XP weekend. Five Jim says, not the same thing, but you pull an Austin Powers maneuver, rapidly reversing and whatnot. See, my hope was that if I just got free, usually if you steer your bow directly in at them, like I would have bounced most of the shots from the Leander and been able to dodge the torpedoes if I had gotten loose. I've been able to survive an insane number of situations where I hit islands, and I'll be honest with you, I don't hit islands on PC very much at all because when you zoom out, and it's easier to zoom out, just a right click on your mouse. It's easy to zoom out and look around. I find holding down the gun lock button and zooming out more cumbersome on a controller than on a mouse. And secondly, you don't zoom out as far on Legends as you do on PC. So I'm just lazier about zooming out in general. I do try to check the mini-map, but twice tonight I've gotten where I've been trying to kite and didn't want to get caught broadside, directly broadside. Oh god, I'm back on this map again. Okay, we're going to change this up. We are not going to leave our spawn. And this is domination cap, so we are going to stay here and hold any kind of push so there's no crossfire that develops on our side, hopefully. Samuel, I retrained VannKraken bot to be a lot more mellow, and you still managed to get timed out for 1 second. I'm reading the chat and someone's already firing at me because I love how close these spawns are together. It's just so cool. Let's bow in, should we? Okay, let's go to HE. If we're going to be facing some bow in battleships, maybe a thin skinned cruiser. There's only 2 battleships. We're shattering on a Fuso. That's sad. This bot was, again, I totally tried to relax its settings on symbols and all that stuff. It's not having any of what you're trying to do. It's not buying what you're selling. You didn't get paid very much. Oh, of course now, Fuso's going to go full broadside to me. Where I wanted armor piercing loaded. Let's see if we can get a fire at least. Okay. That AP must have been cruiser AP because it just kind of bounced off, which is good. Oh gosh, come on, angle, baby. That's ridiculous. Fuso shouldn't be able to get me that much. Probably got me super structure wise. Hey Cody, how are you? What's happening? Saw you had popped in on Darkstream earlier, but I couldn't hear you talking. There's some blind fire on the Fuso.
Fighter returning to ship.
Earth to old man in Boise. You know, I may be older, but you're so young. I'm gonna have to get your parents' number so I can text them just so they know that you're like streaming unsupervised on the internet with a bunch of old guys. What's your vector, Victor? Who knows what movie that is besides Samuel? Who's old enough here to know what movie Samuel's talking about? What's your vector, Victor? You have clearance, Clarence. That's a nice hit with AP on a Jaguar. You have a nasty eye infection? That's a bummer. Like pink eye or something? That is not fun. Hey, Tactic, how are you? Yeah, Twitch has been a little glitchy, hasn't it? Oh, crap. Fuso's coming. Fuso's coming in. Angle in. Oh, he's going to eat some torps. He's dead. No? Okay. Almost. Tactic, you must be older than I thought you were. It is Airplane. Not Airplane 2. Not the space shuttle version of Airplane. Ted Stryker. Flying over, what was it, Nacho Grande? Oh, come on, Dispersion. Alright, Fuso's almost done. Let's push in a little. We have to be mindful of the destroyer. No, we had the Jaguar on our side, so I'm not going to go into the gap. We're just going to do a loop. I'm glad someone knew what movie that was. My games are not going awesome team-wise. I've hit 2 islands in 3 games, but other than that, I'm doing really well. How about yourself? I watched your stream on your channel on VOD the other day, Tactic. I don't know how much you live stream off your channel. Also, your new pen came in, has the markings of an F4U Corsair. Okay. Just want to be mindful of the destroyer.
Fighter airborne.
We're going to actually try to help our team to the full effect in this game. Like that. And not just get torped. So as long as I can keep a push from happening through this gap, I'll be satisfied. I'm not really going to be able to go back in and take the cap without support, more nimble support. Yeah, and there's the Jag. So good thing we didn't shoot that gap. I'm sure we would have eaten torpedoes. Yeah, drinking problem. I use that one-liner a lot. There's other random ones too, like, you know, you ever seen a grown man naked, or you ever been in a Turkish prison? I had the fish versus the steak. Did you have the steak or the beef or the fish? Yeah, there are a lot of good one-liners in the original Airplane. For certain. Ooh, that'll get it done.
Heavily damaged.
How did that feel, Pensacola? You gotta come up with something new, Cody. It can't be mustard every time. Come up with a different mustard yellow reference, though. Cody's referring to my disability, which is color blindness. So I have to play in colorblind mode, which replaces reds with yellowish colors.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So you remember your first drink? You may be too young to remember Airplane, Archer. I have a feeling. Not all of that movie is probably completely politically correct in this day and age. But pretty dang funny. I grew up in an era of that, of Animal House, of Caddyshack. Now movies of somewhat dubious distinction. But they were enjoyable. 40 in a month. You guys are so young. All right, that was better. So we did what we said we were going to do. We were going to stay on the side that we spawned on and prevent any cap rush that allowed a crossfire on our team coming straight through the cap, which I kind of left 3 cruisers alone on my team in the last game on that map, and they got obliterated. So I probably should have stayed at my spawning cap in the last game. So it worked out this time. Good game by our T61. T61's going away from general sale rotation on PC. So, fun boat. Tactic says, don't stream too often. Just have the opportunity to give away some stuff. Needed to do that. That's awesome. Yeah, the CCs on the PC side are constantly giving stuff away in every stream. I think they get more goodies than you guys do. Though I do like that Wargaming's been giving more code opportunities, like on social media and stuff, for us to take advantage of. That is cool. And drops, right? Are we getting drops off Twitch now, off Legends? I know I have drops enabled. I thought I had heard or read that we were. Okay, so that gets us close. We're 10,000 from King George, which is fantastic. Oh, you're ready to do a countdown? Okay, Bussy, we can do that. So yeah, we'll tactic, then you be around for like Airplane 2 or Airplane 3. The others were not nearly as good as the original. There's an old movie called Airport 77, I want to say, that Airplane is a takeoff on. It was a serious... Airplane, the plot is a plane where the flight crew becomes incapacitated and a guy who's a former military pilot has to land the plane. And it's a takeoff of an actual movie called Airport 77 that was a dramatic movie, not a comedy, not a spoof, of the same genre. And I do remember seeing that when I was little too, Airport 77. They have it on Prime. Okay. All right, Bussy, if you're ready. Let me see if I can pull up. All my stream settings got juked around when Windows updated. Let me see if I can get Discord up. Where'd you post that, Moist, just in general? Or hobbies? I'm not seeing it right off. Yes, OJ was in Airplane. You're absolutely right. Wasn't he? Was he? And OJ Simpson, the other claim to fame, probably the reason they cast him in that movie, he used to be in commercials for Hertz, or was it Avis or Hertz Rent-A-Car? And he obviously was a football player, so he'd be running through these airports to make his rental car like on a late flight, and he'd have his arm out like he's stiff-arming someone. He'd be hurdling these luggage carts like a running back in the airport. Hey, 5 Jumps. Take it easy if you're on your way out. Hey, or maybe you're saying good night to Cody. Good night, Wiped. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in, man. Good to see you. And happy belated birthday from the other day. Let me give Cody a shout out on his way out. And while we're here, give a shout out to Tactic for when he's streaming on Twitch, and a shout out to Bussy as well. So if you guys are not following these other streamers on Twitch, please follow those links and give them a follow. Probably already are. Though Bussy hasn't been streaming as long as the other two. All right. We got our first win on Queen Elizabeth. Let's jump back to Leander. We'll save Devonshire for last. Again, we worked into the island, still went up with 75,000 in that Leander game. I don't know how much more we would have done because our team collapsed. But I do like Leander, and I am excited to get Fiji. I've had some really memorable games in Fiji on PC. Just kind of against all odds, and you think, oh, I don't have HE, I can't burn anybody down, but you just keep chipping away at superstructures. And you just keep abusing cruisers with good AP when they go broadside to you because they don't think you're as much of a threat. That's what happened with several of the ships in that last game going broadside to Leander. You don't have HE, but you have pretty solid armor-piercing rounds. And good torpedoes, too. And I love single-fire torpedoes. Especially since I'm not a destroyer main. I like that you can pick and choose where you place each torpedo. It just, for me, helps my hit rate versus having to time the fixed spreads, and I'm not as good at choosing narrow versus wide spreads for different situations versus someone like Archer. Oh, Bussy! Thank you. Sorry, I got distracted doing shout-outs. Sweet. Okay, you're in Icarus on my team. Maybe that's the way we need to do it. Because the other night we couldn't get in the same game when we were doing it on purpose. Okay, where are you at? Shoot, you're on the other side, aren't you? Or you're mid. Okay, I'm going to stay at the A cap. That's awesome, 5 gems. Yeah, this... I mean, the British lines are fun. And I am liking Devonshire so much more than Hawkins. It's crazy. Actually, you know what? Shoot. I didn't mean to be going all the way to the cap, so let's kind of angle out. You normally just use widespread. I don't use widespread enough. I know that's one of my big issues. Is he gonna keep coming? He may not. Okay. I'm feeling like we should burn a smoke here. It's a little hot.
Generator started.
It's a little hot.
Enemy heavily damaged.
T-22 bleeds a lot of speed in turns. Is it going to bleed enough speed where our torpedo is going to catch up with him? Is the question. Oh, he got hit. Dang, I think he just got away with it. And I ran out of my smoke in my zeal to get my guns on target, but my destroyer's playing like a boss. Oh, there's the T-22. Why are you firing, T-22? Probably should not be firing. Especially if he has a engine out. Good work. Oh no. Saved by the HE Ismail. That would have been a bad situation if he was firing armor piercing. I don't think I'd still be around. Battlefield 5 is free. Oh, is it? Did they go to a free-to-play version? Thought I'd read something like that one of the big games had actually changed it up this time around. Maybe just following what Fortnite model. I can honestly say I don't play first-person shooters hardly at all. Ismail's getting abused. Destroyer's having a really good game over here. Props to our Fubuki. Instead of immediately dying, he is basically being a continuing threat at this cap. Okay, I'm just gonna try to kite the Ismail. Oh, PlayStation Plus game. Okay. I had the original Xbox deal on the new Game Pass, and then I kind of let that expire. It was really a great deal if you bought it in the beginning. They gave you a super low price per month, and then I just don't play many more games besides occasional tanks. I might try tanks just for fun, just to see what this new modern version is all about, because I played a lot of Modern Warfare on PC when it came out. So some of the tanks I noticed they brought into the Cold War version of World of Tanks console are the same tanks that were on Modern Warfare on PC. But between that, ships, and FIFA, I don't play a whole lot of other stuff. Just don't have enough time. Okay, is he purposely doing the border hugging? You can see how crazy your aim has to be. I won't say whether I use the border hugging tactic. Well, my team efforts have been a little iffy. Look at this. I mean, we did a good job at our cap, and our team just got absolutely decimated on the other cap again. Well, either at B or C, or both. Okay, he's aiming at SO. Question is he going to go HE again? Again, Kabuki's torps are going to miss. Let's use smoke. Kabuki is going to keep him spotted for me. I think he went AFK, maybe? $120,000 in lightning.
Smoke screen set.
Running from 5 ships the whole game. Yeah, it sounds a little familiar, some of the games I've had recently. Probably didn't have to use the smoke if he's AFK, but I wasn't sure. Actually, he evened it up in ship numbers. Okay, got him that time. Border assisted dodging.
Nice work.
I'll admit that I use that occasionally. But it looked like he stopped firing. Definitely makes aiming wonky. Again, I won't say I do it all the time, but I do it sometimes. If I'm outnumbered in like a 1v2. Hey, Beebish800. BB-ish. I'm doing okay. Team games so far tonight have not been the outstanding part of the night. We've had some good individual games. We got a win in our Queen Elizabeth, which is the line grind that we're getting closest to actually getting to tier 6. So I've been working on these British lines all through this campaign. So let's kite off the side of the island here. So we've been doing a lot more tech tree ships. I don't want to say cheap, but I use a lot of premium ships to try to speed campaign progress on the trials when I have limited time to play. But this month we've gone pretty much all British line grinding. And it's been fun. It's been a good change of pace. All 3 lines are fun. Let's use the island. We have 1:26 to smoke. We do have 8-kilometer torpedoes, so we can torp the edge of the island if he does come around. Yeah, for endurance, it makes total sense when you're talking about trying to get things that are based on XP credits, that sort of stuff. So I will definitely use my premiums on that, though this month we've gone all with the tech tree ships and done pretty well with it. You know, boosters help a lot. And I always do basically participate in Admiralty backing. I think it's the best way to spend your money in Legends. For all that you get a lot of value. Oh, okay, he's gonna get torped. I don't need to use my torps. Is that my Fubuki again? That guy is a boss. We pulled it back. We were down by 2 ships, I think. This Fubuki is on fire. So yeah, I usually use premiums to knock out endurance, and then shakedown, obviously, if you're just trying to start fires, or main battery rounds, which is, I think, landed, I think, is one of the last ones for this week, right? 1,000 main battery hits. If you don't have an Atlanta, you can use a Helena, right? I mean, you have options. Hey, we like getting caps. Caps are good HP. HP, XP builders. HP on the brain. Okay, we have a big hit point advantage on the buddy. The buddy has much better guns than us, but if we play this smart and stay angled to the buddy, he shouldn't be able to chip away at us that quick. Again, I keep aiming behind people. Took me a while to get my aim back where it should be on PC today. And I think it's messed me up. I have 3 accounts on World of Warships PC, and I was playing my European account that is like, only has 12 ships on it. It's really new. There we go.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Our team has taken the lead.
We'll take a kill. That'll help with experience points too. Oh yeah, BB-ish Cleveland is awesome. Great choice. If you're getting the Suzuya, Suzuya will be a good choice for main battery hits from another premium perspective. But yeah, Cleveland and Helena are great. Really good choices. Atlanta just has become a really situational ship for me. Fubuki, don't get rammed! No! Oh my! I want to see, that guy had a great game. 5 gents, your poor coffers can only afford the Farragut as a shell spammer currently. That works too, right? That definitely works as well. Just Bish. Okay, thank you. No problem. Sometimes it's... I'm not good at deciphering screen names in general, but thank you for the heads up on that. Okay. So let's see how we did. I want to see how the Fubuki did. Fubuki was money. We didn't do a ton of damage, but look where we were. I mean, we helped hold down that flank. Keeping that flank contained is key. If the Fubuki and I had rushed in and died, it would have just created basically a counterattacking ability for them to come through and crossfire us from the back. Bussy had a good game on the other flank, so help basically delay that push as well. And we get the good comeback. Nice work, Bussy. Yeah, Farrah gets a good one. For sure. Worse than like Fletcher. Which I have, but I don't play a whole lot. The British destroyers too are a pretty high rate of fire as well. USDD line is good. I went all the way to tier 7 first on the US line, and then I really enjoyed the breakaway defensive smoke of the British line that you get to have recharge in like 30 seconds. I really like that playstyle for some reason. And the boats feel a little bit similar in that they have a good balance between guns and torpedoes, which I like about the US line. Because I come at the DD line more from being a cruiser player primarily. So I don't play as much of the straight torpedo boats. It's just not as much my thing. So I have Shimakaze now, but it'll probably hang out for a while on my port. Because I am all of... I have played Kamikaze. I played Kamikaze during Airstrike. I got that in the Firepower Deluxe pack, right? Which most people have bought. But this is how sad. I think I'm at tier 3 on the Japanese DDs. Maybe tier 4. All right, that's 2. 2 down. Leander and Queen Elizabeth, let's work on Devonshire. Dude, yeah, you did a good job holding them for as long as you did. So our Fubuki played really well. He kept me from getting focused. So, all right, let's see if we can try a real countdown, if it will work. Let's stay, hopefully tier 5 still works for you. UKDD line seems interesting, but with carriers already present, still probably push the USN line. Yeah, they have about the strongest AA guns, especially if you have a kid, right? A kid just chews up and eats planes for breakfast. Yeah, those dual purpose guns are valuable. Though it's funny, I mean, it's been actually refreshing that you've not seen carriers in every game, right? It's kind of 50-50 in my games, which is a nice mix. I don't mind playing against CVs. Again, I don't play DDs primarily, so they've probably been affected more than some other classes with regard to being spotted more often, right? So if you're going into cap in your DD, you really have to watch where the enemy carriers' planes are going. So you may not be able to park in your favorite spots for the last 2 years in caps without being spotted when the planes are coming to your side. Just take heart that we in Legends only have one carrier per side. There's games in PC that have 2 carriers per side, and it's really hard to hide in that situation. I'm kind of with you, Tactic. I don't find the destroyer only play or just torpedo style of play of fire off torpedoes, wait a minute and a half to fire again. I don't find that as fun. But with like Archer in chat, Archer is fantastic at those destroyers. I mean, he is amazing at those destroyers. But and again, I'm just not good enough. I haven't practiced enough with torpedo aiming essentially and predicting reactions to enjoy it. So Kamikaze is a little different because it reloads so damn quick. Ship is broken. Okay, are you ready, Bussy? Or anybody else who wants to count in? Tier 5. Or just be like all the failed divisions I see lately. Just run a tier 3 with a tier 5, a tier 4 with a tier 5. It's happening a lot. Okay, I'm ready. I'll count us in. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Your playtime has increased since you moved the Xbox that one night. Is that what you're talking about? 5 Jump says, wasn't there one strategy in PC where you used some fast planes with long-range battleships? You mean as far as fast planes attacking battleships? There are some carriers that have fast planes on PC that can spot a huge chunk of the map really, really quickly. And there are some carriers whose planes on PC are far more suited to attacking battleships. One of them is the FDR, the very powerful US Tier 10 carrier. It drops like 8 torpedoes in a drop in this fan-shaped pattern. They're not the fastest planes, so they're actually more suited to attacking battleships. And once one gets hung up on you, if you're driving a battleship, they tend to just keep coming back after you. Oh, the 899. Okay.
Battle starts.
Gotcha, Archer. Is that the one that's supposed to burst down enemy carriers? As far as the CVs, you have Mr. Miyagi with you. Oh, we have Archer in this game. Archer and his Marblehead. Talking you up in your, what would be Minakaze, and you're in Marblehead. I don't know all the PCs extremely well. 5 Jumps, the PC carriers, because I've never played a carrier on PC, not once, not one game. I really resisted it, and I have to start back up in Legends. I played them in Airstrike, so I was just kind of waiting for the matchmaking to get sorted. Okay, you go, let me turn in, okay? We're gonna stay on the eastern edge of the map, just to, again, try to prevent any fast pushes through that side. Oh, Graf Zeppelin and 2 long-range BBs. Oh, and snipe out the CV. Yeah. I mean, I know there's division tactics with those for sure. Graf Zeppelin is just a bitch versus, like, German battleships and stuff, too. The AP bombs, which we don't have yet here. It's always fun taking, like, 30,000 damage bombing drops from AP bombs when you have a wooden deck. Dude. For a talk, I thought we just talked about this.
The ship is on fire.
Let's call out the Gade. We definitely want to prioritize the Gade. We're gonna have to do a turn. Show broadside to the buddy, but he's not focused on us right at the moment. Let's look right, hold down gun lock, get our turrets turning. Try to bow in at this buddy. Kind of get a little lazy with this boat and the Hawkins and just shoot mostly AP, or sorry, HE. I'll do a little bit of AP, but I find the HE to just be more reliable. Decided to try out the higher tier British heavy cruisers.
The ship is on fire.
What is that? Commander, yeah. Probably should turn. Probably should turn. Bit of repair. Thanks for the follow, Bish. Really, really appreciate it. Every follow is not taken for granted. I'll put it that way on this channel. So really appreciate you coming by and for the follow. So you can join us again in the future. A good group of folks here. Knowledgeable players. Great content contributor or community contributors and content creators like Tactic dropped by. Hitman was here earlier. Pulls some of the biggest numbers in World of Warships streaming. Dark Architect. So we're building a fun community. Been playing these games for 4 years, and I don't tire of the experience like some people do. For me, it's more of a hobby than just a game.
On the enemy warship. Attention. Reporting the target position.
Definitely have to keep turning away because the Gade is going to be torping the area. Come on, aim.
The target position.
There we go. I don't really want to run right out in front of the other 2 cruisers again.
The ship is on fire.
Just a hair off the Gate again. There we go.
Problem solved, sir.
Now we'll torp this edge into sea. Oh, no we won't. We'd have to have working torpedo tubes to torp the edge. Furitaka did not give us a big boost on taking out this low health Buddy Oni, which would have been nice. Okay, let's get out of being exposed to 3 ships. I try to keep my frustration level as low as possible, Bish, and you know, it's easy to cuss and just rant and rave and be salty. And there's a PC streamer that I liked a lot when I first started following him, and I don't know if it's been over the last 9 months that he's gotten more just habituated to always being salty, but I'm just having a hard time watching him so much anymore because just always upset at the game, always upset at his teammates. So we try to have fun, try to offer some tips and points of view that hopefully are valuable to folks and help them enjoy the game more. That's my big goal in streaming. I was a long-time World of Tanks player before this came along, so I've been a World of Warships and World of Tanks junkie for over 6 years combined, which is kind of silly. That's what it becomes with some people tactic, it's never their fault. So I watched like 2 games this guy played earlier today, not to mention any names, and I was like, dude, it's kind of the same old thing I've heard out of you for the last 3 times I've tuned in now, and just kind of old. Okay, now we're gonna go to armor piercing. Try to kite the buddy. We should be able to Citadel, or at least get penetrations on a Russian cruiser. Even though it's not the greatest AP in the world. One more hit. We do have the heal that he doesn't. Okay, teammate got him. Let's go ahead and use that. Ah! Who are you? Aoba. I have to be careful not to hit the island again. Okay. Gonna use our damage control party because we're relatively low health.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Problem solved, sir.
Good God, we are getting focused. It's a good tactic if you're the enemy. A lot of teams do not focus fire you, which is a big mistake. So we're going to stop firing, go dark, which is just technical for let your gun bloom drop back down to your base detection range. So hopefully you're no longer visible, especially when you can't steer. You're going in a circle. Hey, Boats, how are you? Good to see you. I think you're right that it's become a nothing is my fault type of society, and that's unfortunately for a lot of folks, and that's working in the business that my wife and I own, and I don't work on the floor of it directly with customers every day anymore, but with things like the Google for people to leave, you know, salty reviews on and stuff, we make mistakes. We have things that we need to do better, absolutely, but there's different ways of addressing things, and some people just seem to take more pleasure in raining salt on you than anything else these days, unfortunately. Or it's just my nature to kind of say to myself, first thing, what could I have done differently? And in every game I've lost tonight, I haven't had the most organized teams, but in 2 of them, one of them I hit an island, and another one I didn't support the flank. My fault, not anybody else's. Participation trophies. That's probably part of it, huh? Water nerf. I want to nerf these islands. I definitely want to nerf these islands. Oh crap. Base is getting capped. Okay. Let's come back around. We have HE loaded, so it's the DD. Tell by the shadow of the last spotted icon outside of our cap that the DD is there. Let's hope the Marblehead, driven by the superior archer, does not get torped. He does not. Since he's a DD player, he knows how to avoid torpedoes. Archer can detect, we can support. He's contesting cap, which is great, but he has this Leander to worry about too. So he'll bow into the Leander. There's the gate. Ugh. Main battery range on these ships is not the greatest. Just not the greatest. Well, me doing stupid things is why I don't play ships that I don't think I can perform in. It's like a lot of people who are newer at the game, and well, even when I was new at the game, I didn't want to get over my skis. Like, I'd be on the forum boards and people would say, don't buy a tier 8 tank or don't buy a tier 8 ship when you're new, so I didn't. And I just don't want to drive a ship that I'm not competent in. Oh, Archer. Sorry, man. I'm coming, but it's a little late. Not very fast. So it's like the Shimakaze from the Research Bureau. A lot of people rush out and drive their Shimakaze or their gearing and they're not ready for it. And I just won't take mine out for a while. Where are you? Got 3 ships to contend with here. Ugh. I'm gonna try, but I don't have a lot of hit points here, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get Torps off on the Leander, maybe surprise him. Ugh. Too many ships.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
The Leander wound up reversing, so those aren't going to find a target. That was a little frustrating. Got focused down pretty well in the early stage of the game there. We'll try again with the Devonshire. I've been getting, in general, much better results in this ship than Hawkins. It's been a lot more fun to play. Well, especially in a cruiser. I mean, if you're getting focused in a cruiser, you just can't live very long that way. Good game, Archer. Are you out of your game, Bussy? Good game by the enemy, Leander. And that Gade. We barely missed that Gade. Several rounds. And that's how these games go, too. If we'd... 2 shells went right over the top of the Gade that would have finished him. And obviously that can change the whole picture of a game as well. Five Gem says, I'll admit, far too many times I'm playing a DD, get tunnel vision and attempt to chase them right into their support. That happened with me a lot with DDs in the beginning, as well as the I have to cap and I have to hold the cap at the beginning of the game and die, right? Which I'm much better now at not sitting broadside in caps. I will go in and align myself where I'm heading out so I can jet out if I need to. And then basically just come back and reset the cap, 2 minutes later, instead of dying in that first 2 minutes of the game in that first engagement. And again, like you're saying, tunneling in on, I have to win this engagement right off the bat. So you're too important for spotting as a DD to just try to get damage early. And Skipper said it'd be nice and wise to learn in the lower tiers. Most new players want to move up quickly, and that is another big thing. And I learned that effectively from tanks, all the way back in tanks. Running multiple lines only up to tier 4 or tier 5, figuring out what nation and what lines you like the best, then putting more effort and energy into the lines that you were naturally better at, and then you can go back and work on the lines that are more difficult. I didn't touch the British light cruiser line in PC forever because I knew after my experience in Omaha that I was not going to be good in Leander for a while or Emerald. So it took me a while to head back to those boats. Once I had better, it's situational awareness, right? It's not tunnel visioning in. It's in the beginning of World of Warships PC, there was no damage indicator or targeting indicator that told you how many ships were targeting you. It was just the spotted indicator. So I really like having the indicator, knowing how many ships are targeting me in a ship like a cruiser that's fragile. Devonshire is a tough grind. Surrey was fun. I think they're going to keep getting better, right? I know the Albemarle is a good-looking ship. Does extremely well stats-wise on the PC side of the game. So I think, to me, that looks like they get better as you go up the line, which I've been excited about. Already, for me, the Devonshire is not easy, but I've had over 100,000 damage games in this ship, but I could not get. Hard to get 50,000 damage in a Hawkins, really hard. Boat says, or Monk says, feeling you're going to be disappointed by this patch. I'm not really sure besides Champagne what's going to be in the patch. So I think you're kind of right. I think they had to put a lot of effort into getting the CV launch done and then probably watch how that's going. There might be some adjustments required potentially in CV balance. So we'll see. But yeah, it's hard to drop huge things every patch. And they're probably better off not doing that, having the patch be a little bit underwhelming and making sure the overall game balance is attended to, versus just trying to throw big changes into every patch when you've got more than one variable moving at a time, and then it's really hard to figure out what the interactions are that are causing the imbalances. I would really like to see an enhancement of more ships available in tier, well, in the legendary tier for one thing, and this may be heretical, but I wouldn't mind actually seeing legendary tier split off into its own world. Obviously, matchmaking would be tougher, but I don't like the matchmaking in tier 7/legendary games. So I right now enjoy tiers 4 through 6 a lot. I don't enjoy tier 7 and legendary tier nearly as much. Goat, how are you tonight? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I want a tier 7 DDs. You feel it's not... oh, you feel it's not coming. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's the Champagne, since that's... they usually do is do the preview a couple days before. The Champagne campaign. I see what you're doing there. Good, Goat. Glad you're doing well. That's awesome. So... who is it? It's Senpai... there's more to his name than Senpai, but he's a younger community contributor, streamer, and high-tier player on the PC side, who on the post on Legends on Twitter, when they've announced that it was coming, there were some people complaining about Champagne, and he actually countered and said, in the right hands, it's such a good ship on PC that they took it out of the shop. Now, it's very fragile. So it's more of a flanker. It's maneuverable, and it's got probably the French speed boost, I imagine. I don't have one. So if you have the maneuverability to counter the fact that your armor is not strong. I know the bow and stern armor is very weak on PC. It's only 6 guns, but they're 406s, and they're supposed to be extremely accurate. Both the Sigma and the dispersion is really tight. So, you know, there are 6-gun boats that are quite deadly, like Georgia. So we shall see if the guns are as accurate as they are on PC, but the armor is the offset. The armor is not brawling armor by any stretch. So, and Samuel would say it's similar to the Gascon. I think it's Gascon class. Tactic would know for sure. But yeah, the guns are 406s. Copy paste your script. Yeah, there's if you want to see a good video on it, there's the Armada video for the PC side. Let me see if I can pull up Chrome and see if it will work here, and I'll try to find that for you guys. What is up with that? Okay. Sorry about the little side field trip here. This is the video, so if you just use the Google for World of Warships Champagne, and then come here to Armada Champagne. This is one of the well-produced. I mean, I really like the videos that they do in general. I think it's, you know, one of the best things that wargaming has done in general is the historical side, mining the historical side of the game. But this basically talks about the class, got the old French press going on here. Talks about the class, talks about this specific ship, talks about strategies, how to play it, the layout and stuff they talk about with regard to modules and commander obviously is PC focus, but this video is worth checking out if you want an overview of what she's about. I would suggest it.
The ship.
And it's only like 6 minutes long, so it's not a big chunk of your life. So anyway, check that out if you're interested in that boat. I think it will be interesting for the right fit of player. And I think it's going to be kind of a situational battleship, just like some of the cruisers we've gotten are situational cruisers. Like Ochakov, I thought was going to be, well, I still believe it's probably a hard ship for a good chunk of people to play. I think it's a freaking blast. I love it. It's so fun. And I only have about two more games left here, probably one, but let's take Suzuya out. I did unlock it earlier. And whereas, like, you know, Suzuya and Ochakov are light cruisers, which are not going to be necessarily easy ships to play for a good chunk of the player base. They are really cool ships if you enjoy the play style of these ships. So I won't say they're bad choices. I think Champagne is going to be a similar thing. If someone's a good battleship player and really good at working flanking battleships and is good with their gunnery skills, according to Senpai, I'm blanking on the other piece of his name. But again, he's saying what a great ship it is. I don't know. We'll have to see. Gascon was Richelieu class. Okay. 5 Gems say you don't play battleships as much. Yeah, that's the thing with it. That's the thing when I was watching the video. If you have to go broadside to get the other 3 of your 6 guns on target, it seems scary. You can wind up having to give some big trades, right, to get damage. Skipper's not that interested in it. I think it's going to be a hit or miss thing. Boats, Putin's younger brother doing WG videos. He does look a little bit like that. But he has a lot more expression. I think he actually smiles occasionally, unlike Vlad. Gascon is a what if. The Gascon had been built with guns, I believe, imported from Russia. Yeah, so he actually talks about in that video, the lead-in is, you know, that class existed and it was only paper because German tanks basically rolled in and prevented them from being built, so they wanted to revive them in the game. The range on PC, I think, is pretty decent. I'm guessing it's probably like at least like 18, 19, 20 boats. And it's accurate at range. So that's what it is. It's more of a standoff battleship. It's not a brawling battleship. It talks about it in that video specifically. And I had recorded part of a game because if I put something together just for my patch review, I was going to maybe include a snippet of it. But it's a streamer I really like named Chaos Machine GR. He has a lot of ships. So you're like, oh, I'll play Champagne. He had a really weak game in it, like 30,000 damage. He tried to go in to one of the caps on hotspot, and he basically got double teamed by a cruiser and by a Bismarck. And he had to show broadside to the Bismarck, and he was just done. He was done in 2 salvos. Yeah, and that's an interesting point too, Tactic. Like, do you need that flanking speed if you're going to just sit and try to stay angled in as much as possible? Yeah. I mean, unless you're able to flank behind island terrain on certain maps where you can do that, and you can, you know, it's the islands have shoulders that you can fire over. Yeah, and being, I guess, nimble with reverse, being able to go back and forth if you're in a bow tanking position boats, that is a good point. So, I don't know. I'm personally not super excited by the choice, but again, I've been really surprised by Ochakov, so I will not judge a book by its cover, I guess, until we actually see it in the hands of some players. And Bish, you're probably right about that too. If you're in a division, in an organized division with a ship like that, it could be a much better situation than playing solo. That is certainly true. looks like the Orkin, right? I mean, I don't know that is the easiest DD to run solo, but if you have that radar where you can radar and you don't have to use your guns when you radar, you can, you know, be basically the person who flushes the DDs out, and you're teamed with a couple players who have fast firing, say like cruiser guns that can stand off in concealment or just a little safer distance when you radar the caps and flush the DDs. Alright, I like Greece. Not to jinx myself, but I like this map and I like this spawn generally for a cruiser play. BBs do like to reverse. I've told you guys a lot of times on this channel, but I used to joke. I used to call this game when it first came out in alpha World of Reversing Warships, because that's all like the Iowas did, was sit and reverse the entire freaking game. Drove me crazy for the first couple patches of the alpha. Hello, Cleveland. You just stay in that little window there. Gonna sit there? Okay. Cleveland versus Suzuya. It is the matchup. He's moving. Okay, what about this side? Let's call focus fire on the Miyoko. Getting spotted probably from the sea or the middle. Push up a little bit. I like to tuck in this spot here. Switch to the Leningrad. See if he's gonna come in or not. No success with the blind fire. Pull back, reverse, and be able to use our guns broadside. Don't die, kid. Oh, God. Why so impatient? That was the last thing that needed to happen. No torpedo threat on that edge. It makes my life more difficult. And the kid's smoke is not concealing me because there's planes up. And switch to AP for the Miyoko. Oh crap. Yeah. Not good. Okay. I should have checked my butt.
Problem solved, sir.
So that's the situation. I didn't know if I was getting spotted from behind or if it was the Miyoko at that point spotting me. As soon as he angles up, I'll probably go back to HE. AP's not bad, but the HE is a little more reliable for angled ships. Sharn is not moving. It's not worth wasting torpedoes there. There's the Akat again. Nice, he's out. Are taking fire from the Sharn. Sorry guys, I'm not checking chat. I'm trying to survive here. She's done. She's a fragile boat. So we have no support anymore at A, so we're just going to relocate. Let's throw a plane up and see if we can detect the Scharnhorst by chance. If they're still alive. Whoops. Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, those vitals were in that video, right? I guess the big things on Champagne are that they adjusted the armor.
Torpedoes to start, direct front.
The bow and stern armor, I guess what I was talking about. And French battleships are notorious for taking a lot of superstructure damage to HE fire. That's something Suzuya is good at, is dealing out damage to destroyers. Does not have the rate of fire of Cleveland, but the HE DPM is still pretty strong. Duck into cover here. Ugh. Good grief, there's just destroyers all over the dang place. Okay, now we're gonna have to try to slow. Use my damage control.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Don't like having to show broadside to the vicinity of where the Scharnhorst is. And I got these guys on this side. Cleveland is almost dead, though. Come on, Akatsuki. I had the angles to use my torpedoes yet. Want to try to get torpedoes out on the smoke. But the island was in the way. Oh my goodness. Try the Scharnhorst. Ah. This map is really fun when you can establish cap control and prevent intrusion through to your side. So losing the kid was difficult because there was no threat to the Miyoko to come through and for ultimately the Scharnhorst to come through. So losing that kid so early was a big loss at basically just keeping these guys honest at A. And it's because I was paying attention to both those guys coming through that I didn't pay attention to the Akatsuki coming through behind on B. Why we took those 2 early torpedoes, which really cost us health-wise. And we just couldn't get unspotted. I mean, I like being in this inner band in a light cruiser. It's definitely riskier. You're not just sitting off HE spamming, but if you can work in these areas, you can situationally use armor piercing against other cruisers. You can get really accurate fire like we were starting to do on destroyers. I mean, we only got 27,000 damage, but a lot of it was on destroyers, which was good. But we just kind of lost our support and couldn't get unspotted. Tactics said the strange things, they said it has good AA. And it's right in that video, you're right, Tactic. It's right in that video I was showing you guys, it said the AA is not good on Champagne. So that is something that maybe they tweaked. Are you talking about Suzuya's trajectory, Bish? It's definitely lower than Cleveland's. The guns are more forgiving. That wasn't really a representative game. I've had over 100,000 damage, well over 100,000 damage, like 120 as a high already in this boat. I've had one tough game. It's the first game out where I really just lost a flank quickly and then kind of mailed it in because we melted so fast. And I had 2 really good games, and this one was meh.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Maybe I'll bump out and play one Ochakov game, and then I'm going to call it a night because I got to do some work before I go to bed, and it's already after midnight. Be total zombie mode tomorrow. Okay, let's see. This boat is just... This is my lull boat. Yeah, so Bish, definitely lower fire trajectory in Suzuya. Lower rate of fire, but more forgiving trajectories. Oh, you didn't get the Jean Bart, Samuel? I thankfully did that campaign. I don't play that ship as much as I probably should. Yeah, the flip side of it, Bish, is with Cleveland, like Helena, Atlanta, you can shoot over just about any island position. Oh, hey, Bussy, cool, thank you. Sorry I haven't been doing countdowns. I didn't know if you were jumping in or out. And this is going to be it. This is going to be my last game, so I can get some work done before I go to bed. I'll definitely check that out. And I will not laugh. It's... I mean, unless you're a complete natural, it's like speaking on camera and stuff, and I've done a little bit of like actually trying to be on camera. I did a lot of presentations back in my corporate life. I got more comfortable with it over time, but it's definitely a process. Getting used to hearing your own voice back when you're editing is a thing, a real thing. Oh, okay, Samuel. The Leon. I saw that Hitman posted a really good score from that on Xbox on, I think, the screenshot it. It was a solid game, but yeah, like that boat at the Leon has no appeal for me to spend gold to buy a ship like that. Oh, okay. We'll check that out, Bussy. Did you start a YouTube page, Bussy? Because that's... Take a little work to get that set up and get your branding synced up with your Twitch account and all that good stuff. If it's something you want to do. Okay, let's hit the brakes. I love how this thing accelerates and decelerates. My problem is with Ochakavs, you don't want to get too close to the islands because you can't shoot over stuff real easily. So we're at about the right distance here. Oh, it'd be nice to get that eddy out now, wouldn't it? Didn't quite do it. Okay. Let's relocate. Yeah, no problem. I'll check it out. Tactic. Yeah, the whole Kong and Godzilla thing kind of makes me laugh too. Especially once I saw and realized that, okay, they don't actually show up in game, it's just in port, and then they're commanders. Like, okay. And I think it was Captain Arcana had posted on Discord that Kong actually has like some really good anti-aircraft skill, base skill. But it's just not the kind of thing, again, that I would spend money on per se. Ooh. can bait the Baltimore into sitting on the corner.
All stations requesting fire
Come
on the
on.
designated target. The ship is on fire.
I was hoping he'd follow me out.
Problem solved, sir.
This boat just kites like a beast. Don't want to get too much of a 3/4 angle. That's where you're more likely to take Citadel hits. I do not see the DD. Again, the rapid reload and the gun velocity kind of makes up for the fewer guns. Where are those torps? Reacquire the target. Getting some hits on him. Doing our part. Can we get him out? Ugh. Yes!
Enemy destroyer blown up. Our team is taking the lead.
Okay, he's out, so that's good. We got rid of that DD. They only have one DD left. We are up 4-0. Of course, it's not in my line grind. Hey, Samuel, have a good night. You too, 5 gems. Thanks for coming by, you guys. You too, Bish. Thank you for the follow as well.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
And Boats, have a great one. Good talking to you. Thanks, Bish. Thanks for the kind words. Very much appreciated. We're here holding down the late night shift normally. We don't really have time to switch to armor piercing on the Baltimore, so. Let's see if the Jean Bart will go for the Siegfried first, right?
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
This game just transpired very rapidly. I feel like we should take a run at this Jean Bart. He's taking too much time killing the Siegfried. I think we should live dangerously. Look at this Siegfried! He had hardly any life. Like a drag race. I'm gonna try AP. I want to see what AP will do. Bounces. Let's get superstructure. Rammed him. That was pretty hilarious. The drag racing.
That was a great battle.
So I wasn't familiar with that tactic. So what, there was a commander with the Leon that wasn't like a pure DD commander? Is that the deal? AMP just heard it's a 24-hour stream. I wish one of these days maybe I'll do like a 6-hour stream. I have done like a 5.5. It's probably the longest. That's pretty funny. I actually get off and run payroll for our business because my wife forgot to tell me that the numbers are ready to run. So she's going out of town tomorrow for a soccer tournament with my older daughter, so I don't have any choice but to get it done tonight. Okay. Might want to aim a little lower. Ochaka versus Suzuya. Campaign versus campaign matchup. Who's gonna win? He's getting focused more than me. It's not really fair. Oh, I think that's the guy who's playing at the Atlanta in my first game. I'll happily pay him back. Let's get Torps out. What the heck? Okay, we're gonna go to armor piercing this closer range. There we go. The Citadel. Actually, Ochaka's AP is not bad against broadside cruisers that are close to you.
Attention. Reporting a target position.
Oh, no dedicated Italian DD commander. Okay. Campione. Right. Yes, he is. He was my first cruiser commander before I switched. I think. Unless I went back to him. I can't remember if he's the guy with Ingenious or not. I'm using the one with Ingenious for my cruisers. I don't play Italian cruisers all that much. That'll probably be the last line that I go back to. I know there's some very fun high-tier Italian cruisers on PC, like the Venezia, but the lower-tier ones are not that interesting to me. Hey, we got some bureau support. We wound up in 4th. Got the Suzuya kill. See what happened in our last game. How did that one go? That's a bummer. Yeah, we were middle of the pack. We actually, again, got quite a bit of damage on destroyers, which most of the people here, I think, will know is a higher weighting on destroyer damage, since it's off a smaller base HP value for the ship. All right. Well, guys, that's going to be it for me. We had kind of a 50-50 night, or a little less than 50-50 tonight. Yeah. 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So again, my games in the daytime have been really strong team-wise. I think sometimes it's just runs of matchmaking, sometimes it's times of day. Who is? Let's see. Let's see who I have. Now it's gonna bug me. Is it Mimbelli? Oh, I guess it's Mimbelli. So I've been using Mimbelli. Yeah, I use him as an inspiration for his rate of fire buff. So yeah, he's my dude. He's not having genius base commander. Useful for running 3 times stealth, right? Keeping your rudder working. Exactly. That is an issue on the French cruisers too, as well as the Italians. Steering gears and rudder. So yeah, Mimbelli is the guy that I think I'm using as pretty much my main commander on the Italian lines. And again, I've wound up switching him on to other cruisers from other nations for that rate of fire buff. I definitely use him on... I have him on Suzuya, and I have him on Siegfried of late. So yeah, Mimbelli's been good to me overall. But again, I'm only at tier 4 on the Italian line, and don't see myself buying like a premium Italian cruiser anytime soon either. So he is it. Yeah, that is odd. I don't know why they haven't introduced a DD commander. I'm assuming they will if we get like the Paolo Emilio or something fun like that. They're going to have to come up with a DD specific commander, right? Wouldn't make sense to not have one as they expand the line. So... all right, gents. Hey, I want to say thanks to everyone at Goodnight Archer, everyone who stopped by. Again, hoping to be on 2 more nights again this week. Definitely Friday. I'm just not sure about Saturday. Again, family commitments have been first priority lately, and there's been stuff happening on the weekends that I don't always know exactly what my schedule is going to be. So Wednesday and Friday will be good, but we'll hope that Saturday happens. So, hey, thanks, Tactic. Thanks for coming by. Always good to have your knowledge around here and good humor. Appreciate it. And your airplane knowledge. That was awesome. I love that movie. You know, you ever watch movies about gladiators, then you can know all about airplane. 21 hours to go, MP. I know. If I didn't have to go to work right now, I'd stay on later. But yeah, I used to be able to do that a lot better when I was younger. I have gotten older. I built some raised garden beds this last weekend. I'm still sore. It's like 4 days later and I'm still sore. It's sad. Definitely recovery time from muscle usage and sleep is a longer experience the older you get. So yes, you have more wisdom, but that doesn't help you with regard to physical recovery too much. So hey, thanks everyone. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you to Bish for the follow tonight. Again, every follow around here is appreciated. And I will see you guys again on Friday night at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, US. Till then, hope you have a great day tomorrow on Thursday and Friday. So we'll see you then. I am VannKraken and I am out.